progressive approach is a key to running a successful business. Seeking out new ideas and solid advice backs this success. Welcome to IQHQ, proudly presented by Cliftons, the insights you need to succeed. Today we want to talk about what makes a partnership a success. All good marriages and opening batsman combinations, they just work because there's agreement. And in a business situation, that's exactly what you need, a partnership agreement.
Yeah, look, we've dealt with lots of businesses over the years. Some have agreements, some don't. But we've seen from the start of your business, it's vitally important to go into a partnership agreement. I guess the main thing around that is communication. So you go into like your marriage, you talk about your marriage, you talk about what you expect out of it, different things. So from the start of your business, if you're looking to start a business, now is the time to speak to a solicitor, speak to your accountant, whatever, and get it dealt with now before issues arise.
Yeah, because it's far too difficult to deal with the split up of a business at the end when communication's gone out the window, you're arguing about everything, you just don't seem to be able to get agreement. The partnership agreement being dealt with, drawn up, agreed to, ticked off at the very start before the business even really gets going, that's when it's crucial, because at that point you can talk easily through all the situations and the possible pitfalls and have them dealt with, and in writing. It's a bit like rules of the game. You know where you're going together.
Now, if you're already in business, and obviously a lot of people will be in business with someone else that don't have a partnership agreement, it's not too late.
Absolutely.
Before you're in some kind of dispute or a large issue arises, now then is the time to do it. So if you're in business now, you say, well, things are sailing fine, that is a time to go into a business partnership agreement as well. So speak to your solicitor, get it worked on. Just because for the last 5 years you haven't had an issue doesn't mean that you're not going to have one in the future, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's all about protecting yourself. To say that there's a lot of assets that you're going to build up together through this process, and there's assets that each of the different partners are going to have outside the business. It's really about protecting yourselves to make sure that everyone, if the business needs to be unwound for some reason, that you all get the best result possible.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I guess we get, or the questions we have, is how much does it cost? And sure, there is a cost to it, but the alternative cost, if you have to go through a legal battle and dispute when you don't have a solid partnership agreement in place, can be huge. So there's a small cost up front, but the cost saving well outweighs, and just the peace of mind, I guess, as well, well outweighs the small cost that you have of drawing up a partnership agreement.
That's right. It's all relative. If you think about the pain and the problems and what could be quite a drawn-out process at the end, legal expenses, the cost of a partnership agreement at the start is actually quite small. And
one of the things, I guess, that a partnership agreement does do is, if you do have to wind up a partnership, it makes that breaking up an easier thing to do, because you've dealt with the steps in winding up a partnership, in breaking up a partnership. If one partner wants to get out of a partnership, It means that it can happen without destroying the relationship, because you've set those rules in place and you've agreed upon them.
Yeah, absolutely. And through all this, what's the key? It's communication. Communication at the start means that you don't have to have that lack of communication, that breakdown at the end. So make sure that if you're in business, or if you're starting out in business, you've got a good solid partnership agreement to protect yourself and to protect your assets. If you want more information, contact Clifton Accountants on cliftonaccountants.com.au.